All right. Welcome back to Culp's Distraction Depot. I can't get my face in this shot. All right. Welcome back to Culp's Distraction Depot. I'm in the 86. I'm going to do a full walk around, but first I got to get this. Eric lost the key, or somebody lost the key. I'm not putting it on Eric. The key was gone. He said, that there ain't no key. But he did provide me with a new ignition switch, which he didn't have to do, so that's awesome. I saw Steve on Dead Car Rescue take a screwdriver and bang in there and bump it out. But Eric suggested that I drill it. I watched a little video of somebody drilling it, and I just really want to try it, see if it works. Said to start with like an 1/8 inch drill bit. You don't want to go too far. That's bigger than an 1/8 inch, but hey, I got the clutch set. We don't want the clutch to set. We want to break the drill bit. I think they said you got to go about 1 inch. That's more than 1 inch. All right, we'll step up to the next one. I don't know what size it is. I just grabbed some random bits. That's too big. Boy, that thing is drilling ridiculously easy. I think the final size is 3/8. We still have done nothing, okay? Are we getting anywhere? Well, we're drilling. I'm telling you right now that we're drilling. We're definitely... Oh, I see it. I think I do see it. Has this got tilt steering wheel? It looks like it tilts. Oh, I don't want to break it. Is this a tilt? I don't know. Now, if I take my pocket Knipex and not forcefully, but gently... Oh, something's happening. Folks, that probably wasn't the right idea. But that's all right. We'll get it out. I mean, we're at least close to it. Now I can pull it out. There's stuff moving, which I feel like is a telltale sign of things to come. There goes something that flew out. I'm feeling things happening, but I don't know what they are. Well, we got a pile of aluminum in the floor. I mean, my gosh. And on my pant leg. I'm starting to wonder if Steve's method of just jamming a screwdriver in there wasn't better. Well, I'm like machining that thing out now. Well, it's pretty obvious I ain't no car thief. So this is the pin, I'm pretty sure, right here, that little nub. And it looks like it fits just like that. And I'm pretty sure that I've drilled past that. Well, there's the thing I was trying to get out. Well, let's go ahead and get you some of this too, buddy. I mean, I'm committed now. Okay. So for my professional, for what it's worth, I don't like that method. Took me 20 minutes. I'm going to fast forward through this. But I got it unlocked. Good grief. All right. Give this thing a little once over. It's a 86 F250. And it did come from Illinois, which I didn't realize, but hey man, you know. He told me that it's pretty straight. Well, there's some rust there. He said it's pretty solid from the cab forward. Looks like somebody tried to repaint it. The bed, my gosh, look at that. That's just pitting holes. I don't know, I guess it's salt from up north. I'm not sure. Probably needs a bed. That's interesting. So I got it, and he was saying that, you know, there was a bunch of wiring issues with it, which I figured, oh, that ain't, you know, I can tackle that, no problem. Boy, that's crazy. She's thin. Ruh-roh, what's going on? We ain't got a fuel tank? Oh, there's no fuel tank. Actually, you know, I'm not that upset about it because I'm gonna have to get one for it anyways. I'm sure the one that was on it was trashed. Steps, look at that, man. Salt just eating that up. But man, I am a sucker for factory hubcaps. I'm gonna clean this up before I shove it off in the shop. I know that ain't the way most people do it, but I don't want to bring all that filth in there. Man, it's a pretty good looking rig, actually. Man, I wish that post, you know, wasn't there, but then it wouldn't. I need something to hold my awning up. Not a bad looking truck. And the interior's pretty good. I mean, the door cards, not the best, but they're solid. I mean, they're there. And the floor, see, this is what I don't understand. How the floor is pretty solid. I'm gonna probably pull all this out and look and dig myself. Do my own personal diggings. It shows 79, 794. No idea. Could be a million. The pedals don't look terrible. Well, I don't like the fuse box just laying there. That means somebody had some issues, you know. We'll work through it. We'll get it figured out. Does that work? That's clicking. 4-wheel drive. You know, every time. The blue truck did that too. That's all right. No crashing stuff. Let's see what's behind the seat. Okay. Not bad. Doesn't look terrible. The seat's not in terrible shape. I mean, it looks okay. I'm sure it'll clean up. 86, 6,600 pound gross vehicle weight rating. Well, that seems kind of low for an F250. Huh. Also notice these springs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonder if there's like a lightweight F250 or a light duty F250. I don't know. Pop the hood. Oh, let's look and see what's in the glove box. I still haven't opened that yet. He said them brake pads were in there. Kind of stiff. Not terrible. Goes down. Goes up as well. He threw this in. I got to drill me a hole in it for the front so I can have my factory hubcaps. A little rust there. And brake pads. Let's give this a floor. Uh-oh. I felt something there. Well, it feels pretty solid. Maybe it'll be like the blue truck. We just got to give it some light patchings. What's in here? Some lug nuts. Some brown reclusses. Oh, geez, that is a little dead. Gross. Get out of here, reclus. Just a skin. Or whatever. Okay. Got to get this piece. Got the factory radio. Pretty neat. So it's got a dealer installed AC. And I thought Eric said everything was underneath, but it looks to me like some of the stuff is outside. Alright, got some 302 action, which I showed this on the last video. I'm not sure how that makes a good seal, but maybe it does. Is the compressor locked up? No. Doesn't mean it's good, though. Okay. Getting ahead of myself. Uh-oh. Don't know if there's anything in there. Does it have a condenser? It does. And a spray bottle. And a glove or a mask. Maybe it's a COVID mask. Okay, this has been replaced. But I don't know. I don't think this is meese damage. I don't know if somebody was trying to get this thing to fire, it looked like. I don't know if this was originally fuel injected. I don't know if it says. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this should have been carbureted or what. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's carbureted. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it should have been carbureted. But it's got a little 302 in it. And we're going to see if we can get it. What's going on with it. There is oil in it. Boy, it is rough and sludgy looking. And smells like straight up gasoline. That's good. What is, well, I don't know. Here's the coil. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let me have that coil. Let's see. So somebody's tried to convert it to HEI. Which I think I have everything for the Duraspark system in the shop from another truck. And I'm going to see if I can go about that route. I don't know. Maybe would kind of like to get a 5.8 and put in it, but it's not necessary. I just got to see. We'll see what this motor does and see if we can get it started, see how it sounds, and then go from there. Now let me get this thing, just get some of the mud washed off of it, and then we'll push it in the shop. gonna attempt to give this some wee little scrubbings. Just, oh, there's some stuff, yeah. I don't know how important it is to get this. You know what? I'm gonna shoot some brake cleaner or something in there. I don't know how important it is, but it's always good for stuff to be clean. Not too bad now. Alright, I got it cleaned up, and I got it in the forward position, so this is dropped in. We'll slide our new key in. It's got to go in a certain way. Yeah. Well, just a... Well, hey, hang on now. Okay, I'm going to slide this new key in. This little pin is what's, I don't know how well you can see that, stops it from coming out, and you turn the key forward and it goes down in there. Then we just gotta stick it in. Oh boy, that's tight, like something's too tight. Ugh. Whoa. Let me maybe get a flashlight and give this a once over to make sure I ain't leave something in there. Okay, everything looks pretty good. It should go in there. So now what we're going to try is a method of just forcing it into place. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. But we're going to try it. Might give me a rubber mallet. Whoop, and give me some light wraps. Do I have I've got a screwdriver? Oh, she's going. Hang on, let me get a hammer. I'm not a big fan of forcing stuff, because that's going to be a nightmare to get out. But here's the deal. Pretty confident it's right. Yeah. So, forward, gear, okay. Ready? It don't start. I'm just kidding. It ain't got no battery on it. I did a little bit of Googling, and it looks like this should be a 2-barrel truck. Man, there's fuses everywhere. There's something bad wrong with this truck. This should have been I'm sorry, I don't know if I said 2-barrel, but a 5.8 4-barrel, and I guess it could be like the 84 that I had, the inline 6, where it was a carburetor, but it was electronically controlled carburetor. So I'm not real sure. But anyways, let me start pulling some of these wires off. I know I said I was going to do it, but then, oh, you know what I really need to do first? Probably need to put me a socket on this crank. See if this motor will turn. They were obviously struggling with spark. This is completely loose. And, you know, like I said, this was just all laid up here. Let me get a crank, let me get a socket and a ratchet. I'm going to see if this motor will turn over. And even if it does, I may pull the plugs because I got a new spark tester for Christmas. Pretty excited about that. I've always wanted one of those. And see if the spark plugs spark. And put my camera down the bores. Just get a look. Something like this, you know, I don't want to get too invested in it because I plan on selling it. But the deal is, I don't want to sell somebody a piece of junk. Obviously, to some people, it's a piece of junk. But to the people watching this, you know what we're dealing with here. Yeah, so all right, give me 2 seconds. Okay, Uh-oh. Well. Okay, so we got a hard stop. We're hitting something. I can hear it. I don't know what it is. Okay. Oh, there she goes. Yep, there she goes. Hope there's not a mouse getting smashed. Uh-oh. She got a definite hard spot. To be honest with you, I don't like that. Not one bit. I'm tempted. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get the plugs out and look at all that. Because the engine feels really weird when I'm turning it over. So, you know, now my thought is maybe they abandoned it for another reason. The story I got was that the guy Eric that I bought it from, he didn't know what was going on with it either. But he was thinking, you know, the 302 was put in here, and then you got this wiring catastrophe, and maybe that's why they abandoned it. But he doesn't know. I mean, there's no blame to be put anywhere. But I'm just saying. So that was just what I thought. Well, I'll fix the wiring, I'll fire the truck up, and I'll sell it. Maybe there's a little bit more. Don't know yet. But we're finna find out. All right. I'll check these plug wire. There's spit everywhere. I'll check these plug wires to see if they're any good. And I may hang on to them. I don't know. But I got another set of 302 plug wires that are, you know, they do work. That I had. I think they come off the gold truck. I don't know. These feel terrible. Yeah. I don't know anything about this engine. Got the little 2-barrel. Is it Autolite carb? I can't remember. Those are pretty easy to deal with. I had one on a green truck, and I'd never messed with a carb, and I worked my way through it. It was pretty simple. Not too bad to deal with. Boy, they got all these wires make me a crazy person. This one reaches back to the moon. All right. That kind of hurt on my knee just a little bit. I'm okay. Let's see. Oh my gosh. They got different size. Who does that? That's not normal behavior. I feel like my head just got hung up in a spider web. Yeah, we got 2 5/8 plugs, and the other's the 13/16 style, I guess. Luckily, I also think I have a set of plugs just laying around that I can toss in here if these ain't no good. But no, these got to come out. These are going to make me insane being the wrong style. All right, the first plug out. And the only reason it's out is because it got stuck there. It don't look bad, but it's got a little rust on the bottom of it, which is a little concerning. That's number 6. You know, I remember when I was in my 20s, hindsight being what hindsight is. Am I facing the camera? There it is. I remember these mechanics, these older mechanics, would always tell me, working on my knees, you're going to regret that one day. And, you know, I never paid attention. I was just a kid. I can definitely tell I'm getting older now because them old knees ain't what they used to be. Maybe I'm getting softer. I like to tell myself I'm not. Boy, this plug is really in there. See if this old ratchet can dig it out. This thing ain't got the torques. But she's got the heart. Golly. That thing's clean as a whistle and very rusty. I don't like that. I mean, it's got a lot of, that's got a good amount on it, on the tip. Shoot. Was that a 5/8? No. Hot dog. Dadgum, man. I bet this thing... This is a boat motor? This thing got a ton of rust in it. Shoot. Oh, is that a Fowler? What is that? Oh, just a weird. That's a weird look. Man, look at that plug. That's a weird looking plug. Champion. It's a black one. Huh. I got a feeling this motor's coming out. And it ain't because I want to pull it. Because you know I do. I do kind of want to pull it. I'd like to put a 351 back in here. Every one of them's rusty. Boy, this one. This one has so much rust. At least on the threads, I could go get some lube. But then there wouldn't be no fight. It's turning. Hey, listen, somebody's going to say, oh, you're going to tear that up with that impact. That thing ain't got no power. I guarantee this plug is, yeah, fairly loose. You know, she's good for zipping stuff out, but that's really the extent. If it's just a little bit tight, she won't do it. think this plug is threaded into the other side. Or it's cross-threaded, one or the other. Is this a Triton plug? Look at that! Dude. I have never, in all my years of working on stuff, seen anything like that. How did the piston not hit that? Oh. Man, I can't wait to look in that one. You know, this motor's coming out. I'm just telling you right now. It ain't because I want it to. There's just been too much hodgepodge stuff. I got to see what's going on. I don't like to say somebody didn't know what they were doing, but at the same time, if the shoe fits, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with this spark plug. It sure won't come out. Is it a different size than even this or no? All right, here's what we got. Yeah. This one, I believe, goes in a Triton. I don't know. Ugh. This is weird. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to stick my scope down a couple cylinders. I'm pretty confident that it's not healthy. But that's okay. Okay. This cylinder, what I can see, carbon, a little bit of rust. Let's look at go to a different one here. I mean, the valves. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. Okay. Whoa, there's a piston right there. There's a piston. Okay. Oh, no! This one is full of some kind of mixture. Dude, is that a broke? Hard to tell. My eyes are deceiving me. Can't tell if that's a broke piston. If that's... chunks of the piston. Either way, I'm going to be honest, it don't look good. Huh, I don't know what that is. Let me check this other side. The one that really had me wondering was number 5 because they had that Triton plug in it or whatever. Well, there's a piston. I do not understand how that was threaded that far down in there and didn't hit nothing. Oh, oh, oh. Let's see. Okay, piston right at the top. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Ow, that didn't feel good. Something just stabbed me. And this one's full of water. Okay. Well, that light's weird. Now I suspect you wouldn't have a blown head gasket on two in the back like that. I mean it's possible, but I wouldn't think you'd have two blown head gaskets. That's definitely coolant in there, it looks like, which the radiator's dry. I think the best plan here is to just go ahead and get the motor out. Let's see what we're... I mean, here's the deal. For me, it ain't that big of a deal to just pull it. Sure, it's a little bit more work, but once it's out, you'll have so much more access to it. We can give it a quick once-over, and maybe it's not destroyed. I mean, maybe we can just, while we're in there, toss some rings in it, give it a quick little rebuild, or maybe I can find a Windsor, which is what I'd really like to do. I'd really like to put a Windsor back in it, because if it was my truck and I was buying it, sure, 302 is fine. And I mean, nobody's going to use this to tow heavy loads or you know, it's just going to be a fun little truck to drive around. I don't know. It just, for me, and it ain't mine, but I feel like we're of the same cloth here, you know. Let me see if I can find a Windsor cheap. If I can get me one cheap, that may be the way to go. And then I'll have me a spare motor. Needs to be gone through, but it's all right. We can work with that. So let me figure out what I'm gonna do here, and I'll be right back. I'm trying to come up with the best plan of action here. Just because there's water in the back of the cylinders doesn't mean the motor's shot. I'm thinking maybe I should pull the valve covers and just poke around there, just look. Then maybe go back towards, like, say, a compression test or something like that. I don't know where the water came from. The truck sat for a long time. Now, I'm wondering, because my 76, if it rains, I'll have water on top of my air filter here. So maybe it's possible that water, I don't know, got in through the carburetor somehow. I don't know. You know, I'm just trying to... I don't think it's complete disaster yet. I really think, you know, just take it a little bit at a time. Don't panic. Nobody panic. We'll just poke around, see what we can see. Let's do that. Let me pull this distributor out, see what that looks like. It's basically loose. I'm fixing to cut these wires. I don't know what they go to. I mean, I see what they go to. They're fixing to not be going to that, though. I know that. Let's see. We'll cut them up here. All right. We're going to take all this off. Mainly because I don't like it. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, I don't like that at all. Let's see. Used to be a, yeah, get a 1/2 inch and a swivel. Or a 1/2 inch swivel. Pull the distributor hold down bolt. And probably drop it like I, oh, got lucky, baby. Let's see, I got a magnet somewhere. Is there one in the truck? Grab the hold down bolt. Now let's look at the, let's see what the, what do I do with that? Here it is. See what the distributor holds here. And trash went straight down into the engine. You know, I did vacuum this. I guess that don't mean nothing. Well, we're still not at a huge loss here. Everything's okay. Oh, it's right on top. It's just a little leaf. All right, let's take a look at the valve covers. Or under them, I should say. It's a fairly complete looking little engine. It's a shame. I mean, I'm not rolling it out yet. But I ain't got huge hopes for it, if I'm being fair. I mean, or honest, or hooey, whatever the word is. Okay. Good, not great. I mean, I really expected to see... Okay, that could be a lifter stuck. Huh. Yeah, but what I really expected to see was rust in the top of it, and there's not. Which points me back towards, say... Points me back towards, say, like water running down, maybe through the carb. Let me pull the carburetor off now, because now I'm super curious as to where the water got in there from. And it's very possible it's a head gasket. So at this point, what I do know is there's water in there, and I know that there should not be water in there. Those are the two things that I'm sure of. The wrong size studs on there. I mean, I guess they probably had an EGR plate on there if I was guessing. Okay, there's a bolt. I got a pile of studs, luckily, of various lengths. Boy, the Triton spark plug thing, and I don't know that it's a Triton, but it's freaking weird. That is a long thread. super comfortable position. I could get in a different one, but I'm too hard-headed. I can see what I need to do, and I'm almost there. I should have asked Santa for a underhood shop light. That'd be really nice. I got one from Harbor Freight. It just ain't worth a dang. I mean, it does work. Just not very bright, you know. This dang stud's about like that spark plug was. Okay, now, what all we got hooked up? Here's a vacuum line. Here's a vacuum line. Okay. Oh, geez, I got a wrench. Okay, as I suspected, there's water all in the intake manifold, which, you know, good and bad. That's twofold. That leads me to believe that water dripped on the truck. It rained. It sat outside under trees and stuff. Got down in the intake manifold and filled those back two cylinders. Maybe. That's what I'm hoping for, because the top end looks pretty good. It's not terrible. So what I'm going to do is try and get that water out, and then I'll fill it up with some type of oil. And, you know, once we get pushed onto some wire and stuff, we'll try to figure out, do we got compression? Or do we have some compression? This is going to be a problem here, but it could very well be a collapsed lifter. That may come back, you know, once we get some oil in it. Yeah, it's possible. All right, I got me a little makeshift, I just stuck a piece of hose in here. I'll shove that down in the cylinder and then try to suck the water out. You know, I feel like I can probably, the best way to get that water out would be to just shove it out with the engine. But, because the wiring's such a nightmare, but it only takes 2 wires to run the starter on this old truck, so I should be able to just take a battery, plop in here. That's the starter positive. Here's the negative. Just ground it. Yeah, hang on. All right, let's just bump it and see what happens here. I'm scared. No need to be scared, nothing happened. Fairly certain that is going to the engine block. It is. Huh. Wonder why that wouldn't do anything. Unless the starter's bad. Or maybe I didn't get a... Oh, there we go. Okay. I didn't have a good contact here. It's like we're welding. Well, let's try it your way. I don't think it's going to make no difference. Boy, this thing is corroded. No, because that's going to send power. I don't know what all's going on with this setup here. You know what I mean? I mean, this wiring, I'm liable to hook that up and the thing just explode. I don't think that's an actual thing that can happen. But anything's possible. I'm just curious. It looks like that valve is hung down. That ain't touching it. The valve looks like it's hung down. Maybe I squirted it with some stuff. Alright, so I'm going to fill this thing up, let it sit. Hopefully that valve will release. I'll take the other valve cover off. We'll try to figure out what's going on with the starter. And if, you know, I may have to do a little bit more actual digging. But in the world that I live in, you put power to the starter, you ground the starter, and then it goes boom, boom. But this is just like trying to weld something. I'm gonna take the starter off. Whew, stinky. There's a bolt here, and a bolt. Man, I just smacked my face. And there's something poking me. Okay, and a bolt here. 2 bolts. Give me a second. I'm gonna snatch them off, and then we'll take that starter wire off, and then we'll see if we can test the starter. All right, I got it off. This thing weighs 7,000 pounds. Now this should be as simple as, say, you know, me sticking this power on here on the battery. That's got to be the right way. Stick the power on the battery. Open up my marble mystery hole. And then I'm just going to bump this to the negative, and it should. Ooh. Will it engage? Golly, she broke free. I know you can't see this, but my heart jumped straight up out my chest. I thought I wasn't going to have the strength to hold that, but I forgot. I forgot I'm a bad dude, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not true. That's working now. We fixed that. That was a simple fix. Alright, I know the starter's good now, but I'm concerned about this valve, and I'm concerned. I need to pop that valve cover off over there and look at it and see, because there could be maybe another valve hanging open. And I'm hoping, because I squirted that down with oil, that I can just zip that rocker arm off. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now. I'll zip that rocker arm off. I'm going to give it some sweet love taps and see if it comes loose. Or springs back up. Yeah, you'll see. Give you a pretty good view of what's going on. Yeah, that one, it's a half. Here's my half. Gotta want it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now let's give this a. Huh. I kind of figured it'd pop back up. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Huh. I really thought that spring would rebound it. Good grief. Oh, it's coming back up. Isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there she goes. Yeah, baby. That's what's up. That's a brand new valve now. Yeah. All right, now what I think we ought to do is job the starter back on it and wheel it over. Shoot that Marvel Mystery Oil out and just listen to it. Let's get a little listen, see what it sounds like, because I'm curious. I'm halfway thinking it ain't going to run, but I'm really leaning more towards she's a runner. It's 302, you know what I'm saying? I like 302. Very simple. Let's see. All right. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3. Man, I'm welding through that. Now, I don't know why this isn't working like I thought it would, because the starter was just, you know, doing starter things. I saw it do it. You saw it do it. I really think it's probably these crap cables. Sounds like you're ready for takeoff, baby. Let's do that again. That blew Marvel Mystery Oil all over me. What I was really hoping for was for some oil to start coming up around the valve train. I didn't see any. But, boy, I'm kind of stupid sometimes. Took the distributor out, and the camshaft turns the distributor, and then the distributor turns the oil pump. So you ain't never gonna get no oil. Let me stab that in there. Let's just get some juices flowing, and then I'll call it an evening. Stab. I'm not concerned where it falls. I mean, well, it needs to go all the way in there, but as far as timing, I don't care what it does. There we go. Started to say, I thought Jakey made a big mistakey, but I think we're okay. Let's start the truck. My battery's about dead. But we got some water oil coming up. Boy, that is thin, full of oil, full of fuel, I mean. Gross. Real bad looking. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're starting to get there. Oh, she's gonna run. I know it. She's gonna run. Gonna sound good. It's a good purchase. I know this is a good purchase. Alright, so where I left off, this is all gonna be one video. Alright, so now this is the next day. I think I'm going to I may just do a little quick compression check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It just takes, 10 minutes at the most, and it'll make me feel better. But even if it's not good, I'm still gonna probably try to start it. But if I have a cylinder that's 0, which I'm concerned about number 4, when I scoped it and I saw the water in there, I also saw something that was a little bit funky. I may drop the scope in there one more time just to see what I think that I saw. But after I, wheeled it over, it should have pushed all the trash out. Most of the trash. So do a quick compression check. The oil that's in it is funky, so I got to dump it. I'm going to find me some trash oil because I really don't want to waste oil on it. And then get it back timed. I've got some spark plug wires and some spark plugs. Try to figure out what's going on with the ignition box. I figure I'm going to have to rewire this distributor, which ain't no problem. And then toss the carb on and we'll see if it'll start. I'm not sure if I'll get all that done tonight, but maybe tomorrow. But for you, it'll be 10 minutes or whatever. But anyways, this thing's just a mess of wires. Yeah, so let me grab my compression checker and we'll just start. We'll go 1 through 4 real quick and just get a quick check and see what that looks like. This right here is what I was concerned about on this number 4 cylinder. I don't know, the cylinder walls don't look rusty or destroyed, but this is like some kind of a thick sludge just all over the piston. I may squirt that down with some brake cleaner first and then try to blow it out with air, and then we'll take another look. I just want to shoot a little brake cleaner down in it. You know what I'm saying? Just squirt it on in there. Let me see if it's busting it up any. What are you, yucky material? Yeah, we're moving it. We're moving it. I think. It almost... yeah, kind of looks like something's growing on it, you know what I'm saying? Alright, get this old trash rag. And then wonder if I need to stick something down. Man, that is a sludgy mess. But I can see all the piston now, and it doesn't look bad. Okay, I'm gonna shoot it with brake cleaner one more time. Just shoot it, just gotta. All right, we'll let that agitate for a minute. Let me get the compression checker. And I got to rig up something for battery cables. Let me nip it. Yeah. Yep, clean, beautiful copper. And then I'll take my PEX cutter, which is absolutely the wrong tool to use, but it does work. It's too much. Got too crazy. Got greedy. Alright. That's way shorter than what I wanted. Which one of these? Ooh, that ain't quite. Went the wrong direction. That ain't quite big enough, I don't think. Yeah, that's gonna be alright. Is it perfect? No. You know, there's a lot of things ain't perfect. Now I'm gonna give it some hydraulic crimpings. I got these from the old Harbor Freight. They're pretty cheap, but they do a pretty good job. Oh, man, that got it. That crushed it. All right, where's my hair dryer? I bought these lugs and this heat shrink from Amazon. It does okay. You can get way better stuff, but for what I'm doing right here, this is gonna be all right. All right, I'm back. Here's what I did. Let me show you. I'm not gonna gloss over anything. Somebody got on to me for saying I wasn't, you know. So here we go. Got my negative cable on. It's not very good, and I broke it, and that's okay. This is broke now. Who cares? Fairly tight connection. Then I got the positive cable on. I took off some kind of random ground. I have no idea what this cable is. Could be, it's an alternator wire of sorts, it looks like. I need to take this HEI module off. I'm wondering if I can, if this thing will arc across and work. You know, let me get my power probe. I like that power probe. Alright, I got my power probe. Let me see what happens if I, what I suspect to happen is if I bump this start wire is the engine whirls over. Exactly as I suspected. Okay. Now I'm curious if the key, if I turn the key forward, you know, they got so much loose stuff. Let me make sure there ain't something laying around that's just going to start arcing out. I don't know what this wire is. It could be hot. I have no idea. Let me turn the key forward. Let me try to crank on it a little and see. I'm going to crank on it through this here door. Okay, it don't do nothing. And that's 100% okay, because we don't need to be messing around. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Because I have no idea what's hooked up and what's not. This, I'm pretty sure, should not just be randomly laying stripped out. Man, they really did some stuff here. But that's all right. We're going to fix it. We're going to get it lined out. Let me get my compression checker. All right, I got to make this. We're going to write it down. Now, to be 100% transparent and fair, I don't know if this thing's going to... Generally, you want to have a warm engine, wide open throttle, but all the plugs need to be out to do a compression check, because if you don't do it like that, you could get misleading numbers. But all we're trying to do is see if it has any compression at all. So I'm just going to jump it. We'll wheel it a handful of times. And I don't know how much, you know, my battery, she ain't real happy. So let's just see. Let's check this number 1 and see what she does. Good, not great. I'd say about 115. Let's see what this one does. Let me get my hand rested so I don't slip off this time. Yeah, that ain't very good right there, buddy. About 80. Let's see what this one does. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, baby. $105. All right. I got 2 cylinders I'm scared of. 4 and 8. They're the ones that had water in them. See what you got, number 4. Yeah, that one ain't happy. About 70. It's oiling good on this side. You know what? I want to get number 8 first because that one's going to be the hardest to get to. Alright, let's see what she's got. About 90. That bad boy had some water in it too. Alright, here we go, number 7. $80. Boy, it's really not looking the best. Number 6. Number 6. Boy, that one's healthy. 110. Alright, we're getting a little bit more oil flow on that side. Here's number 5, the last one. Yeah, that's a good one. 110. Yeah. 100, 105, something like that. 105, okay. Now, these numbers don't look great. I mean, they actually look pretty bad. So the 70, 80, 80, 90. In my experience, anything with 90 will hit. I'm pretty sure the 80s will hit too. So if we can, I'm going to squirt more Marvel Mystery Oil in it. I'll let it sit overnight again because it's getting late. See, yeah, it's getting kind of late. So soak this thing down, and then I'll go get some plugs, and I got to start working my way through the wiring on this deal. So yeah, the plan is to figure out, get my plugs, put them in, put the valve covers back on it. I got a carburetor. This is the one that came on it, I believe, and I also have another one off of another truck that I had. One of them will work good enough to get it running. Then get it back in time, get the spark worked out, and then hopefully we can get it running. I feel like once we get it running, I think these compression numbers are going to come up. I got a feeling these rings are stuck, and I always say that. I always say the rings are stuck. Sometimes they are, you know? And if they aren't, be all right. So yeah, we just keep chucking along at this thing, just chopping at it, a little bit at a time. All right, check this out. I got a spark plug tester. I had some plugs that I guess were in the green truck at one point. I'm gonna run through them. Look how they're pretty rich. You know, green truck, when it had the map sensor messed up, it was, oh yeah, that's clean, baby. Those are real nice. They're putting out a nice blue flame. Let me I'm gonna give these a little scrub down real quick. I just took a wire brush and dressed them a little. Those are firing really good. Okay. Well, we're gonna put these in the truck. All right, that's enough fooling around with that. I've been playing with it, you know, a little. Stick these old spark plugs in here. Look here, I'm gonna do this not the right way first. Hang on, can you see me? I'm gonna do this not the right way first. I'm pretty sure this is a heavier gauge wire. That this is, before I lie to you, yeah, alternator power. This is gonna have to go here, but it seems like there should be way more wires on here to power the truck. But first, I got me a little spool of wire. I'm just gonna put me a wire nut on it. This ain't permanent. I'm not gonna leave it like this. And then I want to touch this, you know, and see if that's like the main power for the truck. We'll put this dude on here. We'll give him a little crimpy. Real nice. Now, heat him up with the Warrior heat gun. I got these off of Amazon. I can't remember what brand they are. But man, this heat shrink's pretty solid. You can see it conforms down to it real tight. I feel like the heat shrink could hold it if your mechanical connection ever gave up. And then while it's still nice and filleted, we'll push this on prematurely. Oh, come on. There we go. Pretty sure this is a gluing that 3-to-1. Yeah, that's shrinking down. Nice. All right, and I think that's the first step to getting power to the truck. For step one. Okay, really don't think it will, but just for fun, let's give it a crank and see if it'll. Let's give it a crank and see if it'll start. Hey, we got a dome light. Oh, look at that. Emissions, brake. Okay, nothing there. What? Hey, what we got here? Nothing. Hey, the blower motor's unhooked. I've seen that. Does the radio work? No radio. Oh. There's something there. How do you do? Is that bass and treble? Pump up the jam. Pump it up. No. Okay, if I'm being honest, I don't know how to. I'm not real concerned about that. We gotta get this thing started. You know what I'm saying? This ignition is sticky. Wonder who put that in. I gotta get a manual. Everything here, look at this. We got power right there. We got power right there. We got power right there. And we got power there. We got power here. Don't know why. We have ground here. Okay. But I've also got power. And I think this is probably one of these. Not sure. For the distributor, probably one for the choke. There's power there. And there's power here. I mean, everything here has power. The truck's got power going to everything. I don't really understand. I wonder how this thing's supposed to mount. What is this? Okay, and then here's another something that's hooked up but broken. I'm just probing it. Oh, is that a blown fuse? Power? Okay, power. Maybe I just wasn't holding my mouth right. Power. 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 Alright, everything looks good fuse-wise. Okay, on here we got an orange, right here, a black, and a purple. And here we have an orange, black, and purple. And I'm almost 100% positive that this won't work. But I'm going to try anyways. I'm just going to hook this up, put some spade connectors on here, and plug it in directly to the factory box. And then this red wire, I'm pretty sure, is the coil wire. And then I bet that this is the secondary wire for the coil. And then we'll just see if it's got spark. You know what I'm saying? We'll try it. Bump it until I find TDC. Oh, it's right there. There it is. And then I can shine a light down in there. And actually, I may look for the crank marks, see if I can see the timing marks. I'm looking for the timing marks on here. And sometimes you gotta spin it over and clean it. There's a number of something. What's that say? That's a factory Ford number. All right, there they are right there. I'll clean them up good so you can see them. All right, so maybe you can see this. Here's 0. That'll put us at TDC. And there's a window up here that we'll have to look through. We'll probably run about 10 degrees timing. Let me wheel this back around now that I got it on the right. I can see everything. I should have cleaned it first. That was a waste of time. All right, there it sounds like it's coming up on compression. There it is. Now, I'm going to take my flashlight and look down in there and see how close it is to the timing mark. Now, you can't always trust this because it can, the pulley can, let's see, let me think how to word it. It's got like a rubber on the harmonic balancer and it can slip. It looks like it's pretty close. I don't see the timing mark though. That's what I'm... Let me look. Let me roll it around. You know, something else I should have done while I was under here is mark this. And I'm real close to it now, so I'm just going to go ahead wheel it down and put a mark on 0. Where I can see it when I go back up top, where I can line it up real good. Lined up with the paint lines, lined up with the leading edge right there. All right, so now we just got to stick the distributor and have the rotor pointed at whatever we want to be won. Okay, so we'll stick this. It went right in there. It ain't got to be. Well, it's got some slop. You want to be able to turn it good, but it ain't got to be perfect. Let me see where the cap is. So I'm a weird dude. I like to put it, whatever it tells me is 1, that's what I want to be 1. It's showing 1 right here. So we'll start there. So let's get it flipped around to where the rotor points at 1. There we go. Is that pretty close? Here's, we ain't got no rotation. There we go. Here's 1 right here. All right, we're 1 off. If we move it here, we won't have enough adjustment. So let's go. We need to be able to swing this distributor. Let's go 1. You know, it's pretty daggone close. All right. So positive primary, negative secondary. This ain't going to be the final setup. I'm just curious to see if it'll, you know, even light off like this. And if it don't light off, that don't mean that, okay, one component's bad, one component's good. I don't know which component's bad. I've got a whole nother Duraspark set up that I can try if this don't fire. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have high expectations of it firing. And because all I did is put back what somebody took off. And they took it off for a reason. I don't know what that reason was. I guess it wasn't firing. I always hear everybody complain and boo-hoo about these Duraspark boxes. They fail all the time. They're no good. I don't know. I've never really had an issue out of them. But I haven't ran them consistently on anything because, you know, I'm always trying to make much power. I'm always trying to do something stupid. So I have like a, you know what I'm saying? One of them things. Let's stick this here. Let's crank this dude over and see if it fires. I ain't even done nothing to it. It may fire. I'll be tickled pink or teal. No power. No power. Now, let's turn the key switch forward. Whoop. The only light working in there is the only light I don't care about, and that's the emissions light. 6 volts. That's weird. Oh, but it's secondary maybe? 1.9. Well, anyways, let's bump it and see what it does. Ready? Jeez, that scared me. Did I leave the ratchet on there? I did. I mean, every time. I gotta put a ratchet on the crankshaft. It's just what I do. Ain't got no fire, Bubba. Okay, just because sometimes it's easier for me to just swap something over real quick before I do actual, like, have to use my brain and do some diagnostics. I'm just gonna, I swapped out that ignition module. One issue that I think I really have is that, man, these connections are terrible. I'm talking about real bad. Now, I don't know if this is going to be any better or if it's just going to fry, you know, this ignition module. Ugh. Which I doubt it. I don't. Oh, I got 12. I got 12. Let's see if she'll fire. Okay, still no fire. But this is right. Alright. Let me try something different. I gotta look on the ultra webs. Find out exactly how much voltage I'm supposed to have here. Find out how much I'm supposed to have there. Probably check the coil. The distributor. Yeah, the distributor could be bad. Because it's telling the coil when to fire, and if it ain't getting the signal, it could be a bad distributor. And I ain't got no dadgum distributor. Dadgummit. Alright, I'll be back. As I look at this more, there's not one component on this that's not some kind of weirdly wore out or messed up. So I'm gonna probe this real quick. Let me check this real quick and see. All right, with all this corrosion here and bad wiring, I'm gonna try something. It should be pretty easy. I took the stator magnetic pickup assembly out of another distributor I had. It's for a 351, and I think there's a difference in the Windsor and the 302, either length or the oil pump drive shaft's different too. I know that. So I'm just gonna swap out the components real quick and just put that stator in this one, just so I get rid of all my weird chintzy wiring. And if it works, I'll do it up real nice. Well, I got two caps, and unfortunately, neither one of them looks great. This is the one that came off, and it's the better of the two. Now, okay, here's my plan. So I should be able to, let's see, unhook that junk, and then run this harness that I made a long time ago. Is that connected? It feels like it not connected. Oh yeah, maybe it was. There we go. Okay. I don't remember what this green wire's for. Is it in here? Maybe like a tack signal or something like that. And then plug that up to my box. Now I got power, ground. All right, see what we got. 12, 12. Let's see, is the key? Yeah, the key's on because it's got 12 volts there. Yes, key is on. Do we have spark now? Oh, missed it. Still not sparking. So something is amiss. And I don't know what that something is yet. Let's just see if we get some spark. I did something different, and if it does work, I'll tell you what I did. Well, I ain't gonna tell you because it didn't work. Okay. This was supposed to be a flip truck. I'll be honest with you. This is slightly spiraled out of control. I can't get it to fire. And as I start looking, I'm just, you know, I'm pretty confident in my electrical abilities. I'm confident I can do it. I don't understand a lot of it, but so I just start digging around. Well, I find this wire here that has obviously been on fire at some point. And this goes to the ignition box. It goes to the Duraspark. Well, the other thing is I can't figure out, I don't have power going to, when I cycle the key to start, I don't have power to my solenoid. So I traced it back. I'm coming inside of the dash. And I mean, this is honestly not where I want to be. I'm inside, I got the dash blowed apart. I don't know if I got to pull the entire harness out. And I've put one of those Speedway racing harnesses in, and I didn't have any issues out of it. Everything worked. I mean, that's an option. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. This ain't going to be a very good return on investment here because, you know, it's nice, no. Here's the bottom line. You got to look at it like this. I was probably going to take all this apart anyways to clean it. So, I'm already there. I'm digging in. Kind of neat. Take the truck all the way down to nothing. But this is, instead of a flip truck, this is more turning it into a restoration. And that's not really what I wanted. So, I got other things that I need to be doing. But, anyways, that's where I'm at on that. So, I'll figure out what I'm, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me try something and then I'll explain what I did if anything happens. Jeez, that scared me. Okay, so nothing happened. That's okay, hang on. All right, we'll try again here. Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. Do you see it? Here we go. Oh, now I hit the camera with the fan. Hold up, watch right here. Watch real close, please. It's doing it. Hey. Woo, hold up. Man, I've been fighting this, trying to get spark on it for a day or two. And it's a very simple thing. I could not figure out what was wrong with it. The Duraspark is, everybody says they're not reliable, but they work decent. This one's got a failed unit on it, and that's fine. I have got a whole nother Duraspark set up that I was pretty confident would work. But I put it on and it didn't work. And then I thought, you know, started overthinking things. Well, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. This is really crazy. I started stepping backwards, and I came home and I told my wife, you know, man, I got to get something going on this. I can't figure out what's going on with this truck. It's kicking my butt. And she said, hey, have you tried praying about it? You need to pray before you go out the shop. And I said, yeah, I'll try it. Not that I don't believe it. I honestly do believe prayer works. This right here, this is wild. I walk out to the shop. I pick up the wiring harness. And the one that I made, I literally had two wires crisscrossed. So I had orange and purple and black, and then I had purple, orange, and black. It was a simple, I unplugged it, moved it to the other terminal. I did it. I messed it up. But I'm telling y'all, that's proof enough for me. I mean, it's over and over. Anyways, we got fire. Let's move forward. Yeah, baby. All right, with that being said, I'm super pumped now. I just want to hear the thing run or see if I can get it to run. I'm going to move this coil somewhere, clean it up a little bit. There's a gnat flying into my eye. Move the coil. Yeah, clean it up, and we'll try to hear it run. Okay. So, let me climb up here, and I'll just show you what all I got done. This is temporary. This is not permanent. I just want to see if it'll run. Got the coil wired up, hooked up, got the carburetor on. All the wires are on. It should fire. It's got a little oil in it. Now I've got this hooked up. This is actually for brakes. Okay, yeah, we're pouring fuel out right here. We just probably need to snug it up. Yep, that may not work, Bubba. All right, we're just gonna make a, wonder if that's working. Boy, this ain't working at all. I mean, not even a little bit. All right, let's try something different here. I'm gonna take this out. Well, that was pretty loose. Wonder if that was the problem. Nah, wasn't that loose. Put this filter on here because it's got a bigger outlet on it. Okay. It's just leaking fuel everywhere. I got another carb, and I'm 99% sure it's no good. We could just crank it over just to see what it does. Let me get some of this fuel up, some of this drippings. Okay. I'm just gonna crank on it, see what it does. I'm just curious. I got a chain hooked up, and I got the green truck outside, just in case we start a schmire and I can't get it put out. I got a fire extinguisher. So, yeah. Let's just crank on him and see what happens. Maybe it'll start on the very first bump. Got this camera pointed at the wrong thing. Let's see. Ready? Or it may not do nothing. I don't know. Let's check, make sure we got spark. And then I'm gonna shoot probably some juice down in the carburetor. Just check and see that we still got fire. Dang, scares me. Every time it scares me. Uh-oh. What's going on there? A solenoid giving out on me. I don't know that I've ever had one do that. Find some vice grips. Give it some smackings. Huh. A little bit loose there, but man, that's all right. I don't know. Give me 2 seconds. I don't know what's going on. Strange. I don't understand how this is a thing. This terminal just sitting here corroded up to where it wouldn't work. And it should work now. We'll see. All right, here we go. First fire in, I don't know, 7 such years. All right, it's gonna be hard to fire if we ain't got no spark. And we still don't have spark. Got 6 volts there. What's up with that? Where's my par? I had spark earlier. You know what? You know what? I know what it is, I think. I'm gonna just run me a jumper wire, temporary, to the battery. Give me a second. Okay, I did a little bit more rigging. I think I just saw it fire. Try to get you in where the action is. Okay, I think it is firing. Or it was firing. It was firing. What happened? What'd we lose, Governor? That's weird. Is the rotor button in there? Boy, that'd be funny. Yeah, it's got a rotor in it. Okay, so we're getting fire here. Man, I wonder if I got a bad cap. That'd be crazy. All right, I got another cap. It's pretty bad shape, but it should work. I mean, maybe. I thought the last one would work too. Okay, now let's try it again. I don't know. Let's see. Could just snatch this off just out of curiosity, because I'm curious if the thing's firing. Which, if it is, it ought to light off. Still ain't got no spark. What is the deal? I had spark. Now I got none spark. Huh. Is this cool? Getting hot. And that's pretty standard. Now I got spark again. Okay, I got spark there. It's kind of weak looking. Now, do I have spark here? I don't know. Daggum battery's going dead. Huh. Alright. This coil got super hot and I didn't think nothing of it. And then I seen on here it was 6 volts. Now, I don't know if that's the problem or not. Another weird thing, this ignition module, it got hot. And I know that was a thing back in the past, is they would get hot and get messed up. I don't know if they got hot just cranking. Let's see if we got the batteries dead, but I can't leave it on like that. Oh, wait. This needs power. We may be doing something right, or we may be doing something wrong. I don't know. All right, we got spark there, and then sometimes we had lots of spark. Then we have spark here. There's no spark to the... Man, it's got to be the cap and rotor. What else can it be? Man, that's strange. I've never actually seen a cap and rotor just give up on life and say, you know what? I'm not going to be able to help you out today. I've seen them misfire and do weird stuff, but I've never just seen one just give up completely. Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, let me charge my battery. My battery says it's charged. Yeah, okay. I got a new cap and rotor, but I'm not going to put it on yet. I still want to, I really have trouble believing the cap and rotor's bad. I ran a new power wire to the Duraspark 2 box. So you're supposed to have power on the box there and then power to the coil. I think I got it lined out now. I want to see if I got spark. Ooh. That was... I think it's supposed to do that, but you know, I'm not 100% sure, buddy. Let's wheel it over. And... that looks like good spark. Now, let's see. I mean, it should have spark right here. It's ridiculous. Something in here smells like cigarette smoke, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't smoke. Probably this truck. Ah, dadgum. Here we go. Yeah, it's weak. I got spark. It's jumping all over the place. I don't know. It's kind of... I'm going to put that distributor rotor on here and cap. I don't know. The rotor looks okay, but the cap looks terrible. It's pretty cheap. Won't hurt to swap it. And I'll keep it and I'll use it for something else. This carburetor's leaking like a son of a gun. And I'm probably going to have to swap it over. How are we not sparking at all now? Did you put the rotor back in? No, you need the rotor to spark. Man, it's a classic mistake there. Alright, here we go. It's weird. It looks like it's firing almost every time, just a little bit, but then one big spark. I'm not real sure what's going on. Let's try to start it. We'll just... yeah. Let's see. I was going to say, let's just fog it. And just see if it'll... oh, yeah, baby. She wants it. Alright, so I know it'll start. I want to start at more than 3 seconds. So I need to get some fuel in the carb. Let me check this other carb and see the condition it is. Instead of doing this right and, you know, pulling the top off and looking, I think the first thing I'm going to do is just squirt a little bit of fuel in here and see if it pours out everywhere. Whoa. Okay. See if the oil accelerator pump's working. And it's not pouring out. This is already a better candidate. So I'm going to put this carb on there, and then we'll try to start it. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I think everything's ready to see if it'll fire off. I had to put some air back in the tires. It bled out overnight. But, you know, I got the green truck out there to pull it out if something happens. It ain't going to care if there's air in them tires or not. It's going to get it. But no, seriously, I think it would. It wouldn't care. All right. So, spark. Should just crank it, and it should fire right up immediately. Almost immediately. I don't know if it will or not. We'll see. Listen. Whew. My heart jumped. I don't know if you can... Oh, boy. I don't know if it translated into the camera, but I'm good. Hey, the truck jumped back suddenly. I think it's probably in gear. I did not think about that as I was... It's all right. I put some wood underneath the tires. Chalk it a little bit. It fired to life quick. Let's try it again. She likes some fuel, maybe, you know. She also likes going wide open. I'm sure that's good on an engine that's sat for years and years and probably wasn't in the best shape. Let's just fire up and go max power, baby. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll pin the choke open. I don't know what's making it go wide open. Could be something stuck in it, in a jet, I guess, maybe. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, we're getting somewhere. Oh, that's going straight down the gullet. Okay, float may be stuck. Let me take the top. Let me take the top off the carb and have a little look-see. Okay, take 7. I'm sure that there's something that I forgot. It wouldn't be me if I didn't. Am I recording? Yeah. I don't know if there's got to be a massive vacuum leak or something. I mean, this thing's just running wide open. That ain't necessary. You know, not at this point. It ain't necessary at all. Okay. Should really be drawing fuel in, and I don't know why it's not. Because I know this. Let's see. Yeah, you got fuel. Why is the... Uh-oh. Why is the coolant smoking? I don't know if we got a bad head gasket. You know, I did find that water back there, but I swore it was the back 2 cylinders that both had water in them. Well, I did get it to run. Didn't run great. That's okay. Okay, check it out. Here's the deal. I got it running. Had a good time. Got to tinker with it. I don't know if anything's good or bad with it. It ain't running long enough to do anything. But I've got carburetor issues. I don't want to pay for a carburetor rebuild kit because I'm probably not going to use that 2-barrel on anything right now. And I think it's carburetor issues. I'm not sure. I haven't dug into it enough. But that being said, I don't have a whole lot of time. Now, here's the bottom line. This is a big boy F250. This ain't no F100, F150. And I feel like it needs to be returned to its former glory, having a 351 Windsor in it. I don't have time to get this one going and then start messing around with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to pull this 302 out. Well, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and tear this down and see what it looks like. The outside don't look good, but you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. So on the next video, I'm going to tear this down, start digging through it. Hopefully I can do like a re-ring, a cylinder hone, run through it. Just a cheap, quick, dirty rebuild. And then put the Windsor back in the truck like it's supposed to be. With the 4-barrel, I think that this truck came with the 4-barrel. It's got an H for the engine code. If somebody wants to look, let me know. It's an 86, but it's got an H for I think it's the 6th or 8th letter of the VIN. I looked it up. Some of them came with, hey man, y'all tell me. I don't know, Bubba. So I think that's where I'm going to end. Thank y'all for everything. Thank y'all for liking and subscribing. And you don't have to pay anything to subscribe. And it really helps me out. The more views I get, the more subscribers I get, maybe I can start earning a little bit of money. I'm not earning nothing yet, but I'm getting real close. I can start earning a little bit of money and then help me pay for this junk that I like working on. You know what I'm saying? And give y'all a little entertainment, maybe. So, thank y'all very much. I appreciate everything. Peace be with you. Colts Distraction Depot. Pew pew.